This project has gone through a metamorphosis. Try something different, do this. I tried, after I got some of the stuff out there, I tried pounding the little crowbar in through the Masonite to get a hold of the nail to pop it out. That failed most of the time because these old nails generally rusty, and what would happen is the nail head would fold up like a Venus flytrap, and then you had nothing to grab it with to pull it out. And so then I had to take my, down here somewhere, my vice grips, clamp down on the stem, pull it out that way, and that pretty much works, except in one case, of course, where the thing just snapped off and that nail is probably lost to posterity. So I tried to shovel, get under there and break the Masonite up. Well, that was taking too small of bites, and it's a lot of work and not a lot of reward. So I think, what I ended up then doing is the best approach to get this up off the floor is the crowbar, Mr. Old Crowbar, and just jam it up under there and pop it up off the nail. Because the nail is just gonna pop through anyway, and then what this gives me is little bigger sheets that I'm not dealing with a bunch of small pieces and carry out to the trash. And then I can come back through and pull the nails. But I think, and I'm going to have to go get my trusty nail puller. I got a nail puller for when the nail has been pounded too far into the wood. This thing has got a weight to it. It slides up and down, and the claw, you can beat the claw into the wood, and then the claw will then grab the nail and pull it out. Other than placing it over the nail, I think I can grab that and just pull them out in one stroke. Now I have to worry about the nail heads folding up and then having to do a different kind of extraction with the vice grips. So I think this is the ultimate way to get this job done, or the best possible way. Just get this stuff up off the floor and then come back and get the nails out of it. And it's, in a way, it's good. This stuff has protected a lot of this wood that can supposedly be cleaned up and restored, but so darn many nail holes. It's like I don't know what it would end up looking like. I see a spot down here on one board that looks like a little dry rot or something, and I don't know, as you get out to these edges. And another thing that comes along with this project is I discovered some very strange new fragrances pulling this stuff up, and not ones that you would necessarily care to smell otherwise. Sure, there's a lot of dog urine that's part of the component of that smell. And so this project has taken on a life of kind of like the zombie apocalypse. You know, it's not really anything you want to deal with, but it has to be done. And they start putting this paper under it too, which seems to help for the protection of the wood, but again, it's going to be so full of holes, I don't know what it would look like even if you tried to refinish it. And all this plywood down here around this vent, I don't know what that's about. It must have been maybe a bigger vent. I'm sure when this house was built, it had a gravity feed furnace, an old octopus, where the cold air falls into the vents in the floor, and then as it heats, it rises through the system, then the heat comes out. No fan required. There's evidence in the foundation that there was probably a coal chute up towards the front here, and so the coal man would probably come up the street, cart the coal over, and get it into the basement somehow. And that's how you heated your house in the late 1800s and early 1900s. So we'll have to see how to patch this in, so or exactly what I'm going to do with this floor. But that's it. I may have to hold the issuing of this video until I get back with my extractor and start pulling some nails, and then I think this is a long enough video. It's going to be its own chapter. Yep, fun. I'm kind of floored by all the work. As I've said before, the right tool for the job. Now this is a nail extractor, and the main purpose of a nail extractor is if you have a nail that's, you can't get the claw hammer under the head or crowbar, whatever you're using. What this thing will do is you put this around the head of the nail, and you drive it down, and then the other claw will come along and get under the head. Now, it don't always happen the first time. You gotta keep digging it and get up under that nail head, and it'll take a couple of times to get a hold of it, but this seems to be like a lot of work as well. Trying to get that dug down in there so you can grab a hold of that nail. And I could continue doing that if I so desired, but as we saw earlier, just pulling the Masonite up and then exposing the nails like they are through this area here, you can just grab a hold of that nail and just yank that puppy right out of the floor, and you don't have to worry about the heads folding up on you, breaking off altogether. You just That piece of wood's even wanting to splinter. Because as you apply more pressure, this just applies more pressure against the nail and pinches it in there. And I don't know if we have one where the head has come off. We should be able to just grab it. I think I probably pulled them all out with the vice grips. We don't have one to demonstrate, but you can see how the thing grabs around the nail, and you can extend it, give you a little more pressure, leverage, and just pull that nail right out of the wood. So, nail extractor. It's for those troublesome nails that are embedded in, say, a stud, a 2x4 or something. And see, this head's trying to fold up on this one right now. Masonite. Pain, it's hard to get that claw jammed down in there. But this is, you're working with like a 16 penny nail that's been pounded into a 2x4, and you need to, there we got it. You need to pull it out. This is the tool for doing that. And I will apply this tool to all these nails here, get the nails out of the exposed flooring, and then I'll come through with the crowbar, pull up the rest of this Masonite, and then finish pulling all the nails out of it, and finish this job up. So what did we come up with? I tried pulling the nails out and just lifting it off as a whole. That didn't work. We tried the shovel. That was taking off too small pieces. Finally ended up with the crowbar where we could take off bigger chunks of it, and then we used the nail extractor to grab those nails and pull them out, and don't care if they have heads or not. So that's that big, massive project. Try to get this all off here, because the goal is to restore the original floors and try to put this room back together as it was when it was first built. So, a lot of work, a lot of work.